I can hear myself. Oh Lord.
Lucinda's like, of course you webfish while I'm in class.
We are so sorry for your loss. Oh hi, Ray said.
Alright,
Hello, Ray.
who's hosting today? Me or you?
Okay, let me create it.
Can we also do the lobby code so like if people wanna
So anyone
join
can
and
join?
fish?
Sure.
Because
Okay,
like
let's
last time a lot of people wanted to go fishing with us.
Oh really? That's great news. Okay, question. What's the name of the room that you want? Mid-leg turn right now. Thank God the stream is here.
Flash.
Oh, Flash.
Flash.
I want to get on Mario Kart with Flash again. Oh
Hello,
no.
soon to be fellow American.
What do you mean by
Alright,
that?
I'll shut up. I won't say it again.
What do you want the lobby name then?
Yappy time?
What's the thing you put on thumbnail again? What's the title that you put on thumbnail?
The real talk show.
Okay, good.
But good morning and good afternoon, everybody. Konbawa. And good morning. Oh my gosh. Oh no, it's Ohio. Ohio gozaimasu and konbawa. Hello, everybody. Hello, Flash. Hello, Ray. Hello, Lucinda. I'm sorry to hear that you guys are in class. I hope this stream helps y'all relax and make it through. We're gonna be talking about the daily lives of VTubers today. And kind of like going over that for a while, and we're also being
Today
joined
is
today
gonna
by...
get super, and I mean super. What's that word again? Oh no, you know why am I forgetting my words in mid sentence? And it's
I do the
getting
same
terrible.
thing. I like be talking about something, and I'd
Oh
be like,
right,
oh my
it's
god.
getting super personal on the topic today, guys.
Yeah, again, we're
But
gonna talk about...
welcome, thank you, guys. Byxis told me, like he actually told me that everyone has been missing the Yap Fishing Friday. Is that true, guys? You gotta have to tell me. I think he's
have
lying
seen
to me.
offhand comments about people wanting the Yap fishing to be back, which it's like, someone was like, you need to finish your fishing catalog, Bix. You need to fill it out. You need to like go back to like being a hardcore fisherman. I'm like, okay, I shall fish. I shall fish.
Are you lying to me?
I'm not lying. I'm not lying about anything. I don't know. I'm very honest. Also, hello Tristan, welcome in. Also, for those that do not remember or do not know, this is Ron Kimbe Kami. He's a really good friend of mine that I've been streaming with for a very long time, and this is gonna be like kind of like a normal like Friday thing going forward.
How long has it been? I remember I debuted back in July of
It's been
2024.
2 years.
I think you got the date wrong. It has been
It has
3 months.
no. It has
Byxis. It has been 3 months.
Alright, it's been 3 months.
Yes. Sorry, guys. Byxis is old. He got his time a little, a little mixed up.
Listen, 27 years old is not old, okay? I'm in my prime, okay?
You need 3 more years to be a wizard.
Oh, man, that's
Are you missing
right.
out?
I got 3 more years so I become a wizard. Also, how do I join again? I'm being a little...
You can press join game and then... No, I sent you the code on DMs. You just paste the code there.
There we go. Let's see. Code is... Aha! Alright, and I will
You can
also
put
be
it on
posting
this.
this in the
You
chat
can
for
put it
anyone
on
that
the chat
also
for
wants to
everyone.
join.
Mhm.
Alright, let me
Oh,
get...
by the way, because today's gonna be like what's the word? Right. So today it's gonna be a discussion. So do you want to have focus mode?
What is focus mode?
So for me, every time I do yacht fishing or I want to do okay, so I have a unit, right? Let's just
Oh
get
my
in context
gosh,
here.
I'm so
Like
adorable.
your what the okay, maybe not. Okay, so for
What?
context, I do a thing that is like using yacht fishing
Yeah?
for discussion,
Mm-hmm.
but I also have this PNG where if I want to focus on discussing things with friends, I will turn that on to the screen to let people know that I'm in focus mode and we're basically talking about a topic.
Alright.
So
Wait,
like
what is
it's
this?
basically an indication for you guys like, oh, we might not be reading chat as fast as we should be.
Alright,
So,
what is your focus mode?
all right, I'll send you the PNG. You can set it on your stream. So let me see, where is it?
Also,
Where
good evening,
is it?
Shammy. Hello, hello.
Hello
Video
everyone.
games are my
Welcome,
escape from
welcome.
reality until I get a 20-game loss streak. Are you a League player, by chance? That sounds something like a League player would say.
Oh my lord.
Of course, I shan't
Well, I
judge if you are
mean,
a League player.
I would say every you could say every Riot games is kind of be like, let's have a real talk. Yeah, it's Devourator from last time. I
Devour!
still remember. I still remember that one yeah fishing where we talk about what it takes to be a VTuber, and it was a very fun topic.
You know, I swear that I could literally write an essay on like what it means to be a VTuber, because like the rabbit hole goes down so deep, like it's insane.
We can just write our own manifesto and call it a day, right?
Why? Why manifesto?
For good measures. Oh, and
Just the
also,
way that sounds,
you're welcome.
manifesto. Alright,
Oh my.
I'm slapping the focus sticker on your forehead.
Ah! Why my forehead?
There we go.
Leave my forehead alone. I took my time to really do my hair, okay?
I won't mess with your apple, gay. Is that even an
Man,
ahoge? It looks like you. It looks like you did it to yourself on
no.
purpose.
It's like a little coconut hair strand that I tie
Yeah.
up. You gotta love my style, okay?
Also, someone asked how this game works. So this game is. What's the best way to explain this game, Ron?
Um, um, Animal Crossing, but the only thing you do is fishing.
I think that's a good way. I
Yes.
think that's a good way of doing it. You know.
Yeah.
It's basically a kind of like a sandbox fishing game where it's more of a social thing you can do with people around you
It's
and
a
just
social
kind of
network game.
relax and like and
Yeah.
also the fish are kind of funny. Like you'll see like really funny descriptions on them and we'll talk
It
about
it has it has funny flavor text, I would say.
Wait a minute. There was a
And
quest board this whole time.
yeah, there's a quest board this all the time. You can
Oh
get
my
money and
gosh.
items from it.
I just made
Oh,
a lot of
and
money. Oh
for
my
this
gosh.
game, you can just sit back, have fun, talking with friends, fishing, doing all the goodies while you're like just
Why is my
genuinely having a
tail
good
not
time.
red? My tail's not red, and it's just dragging the ground. It's making me sad.
You can just slash whack.
Slash wag? Wait, hold on. What?
It's a
Oh
command.
my
Slash. Yeah.
I didn't know you can make the tail wag. What the heck?
It
Oh my gosh.
it worked.
It's so
Now,
cute.
question is, where do you where do you want to fish to?
That's a good question. Where do we want to start fishing? I want to go to one of the local ponds.
Local ponds.
Yeah,
Okay.
one of the like local
Well,
ponds. I think I see you over there. You're kind of close to me here. Yeah. But I gotta
I'm a
find some bait. Where's
little.
the bait?
Here you go.
Oh, I
Hello.
found the bait.
Hola. ¿Cómo está?
Purchasing bait. All the worms. Gummy worms.
Okay, so let me see. How about we go to
I see what that box.
How about we take a walk to the waterfall pond? I think I want to go to a waterfall today.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, let's go to the waterfall pond. Mm-hmm.
But while we're taking a stroll down, all over the island, let's check on each other, right? How are you today, Byxis?
I was right. Tristan is a League player. Oh wait, it's Flash's. Okay, I see. We know each other. Okay, nice.
Oh right, I forgot. Do you wanna be a do you want to be a co-host or do you want to be a host today?
I'll let you control the flow.
Oh man. Okay. Well, how about we start and try to do an introduction of the show? How about you do it?
Man.
What? Give it a try.
I don't know. You're just like, man, on the spot, man. All right, hold on. All right, but today, so today we're gonna be talking about daily lives of VTubers. Just some of the things that we kind of like deal with, like as we like go about our lives, like how we juggle like live streaming, content creation, social medias, talking with other people. We both have a lot of experience in this because like we've branched out a lot and spoken to like lots of other people as well over time. It's like one of the biggest things I see Ron, this like I feel like it's like the biggest thing for VTubers is like when it comes like juggling like the daily lives. It's like I see a lot of people who see live streaming, they want to live stream, they want to do content creation, they want to commit, and then they're like, then they like kind of find out it's like you gotta like commit like you gotta like sacrifice a considerable portion of your like actual livelihood in order to like commit to it,
Yes. Actually, yeah. Anyway, very good introduction actually.
Yeah.
I love how you go in depth with the TLDR of the topic for today, because essentially, okay, so here's a fun part, right? Essentially, when I asked you that, because I was actually being trained by my manager for 6 hours straight on how to do a podcast, and he especially emphasized on doing the introduction.
Oh really? Okay,
yes.
So what are some good things to like do with the introductions?
Well, it tends to be like, like clues in the name, introduction. Like it's the first impression to how you would take on the topic that you're starting.
You know what I think is a kind of a hard thing to juggle with that though?
Go on.
The stuff.
The stuff.
We are incredibly stuffed. Like nothing ever goes right half the time. Like
I mean that's true. We tend to do like a lot of emphasis on the topic, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, well, also we tend to improvise on the situation. Also, that's why VTubing and streaming is fun. We just improvise a lot.
Yeah, like there's so much
but
improv
if you,
that like goes with like VTubers as opposed to like. Although I honestly am more. I always like wonder is the daily life of a VTuber and like juggling like the intro and like the like improv the stuff is it any different from a flesh tuber? Like I wonder if there's like any similarities there, to be honest.
I think there are big similarities, but before that, would you like me to try the introduction?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Show me an introduction. I'd love to see it.
Well, this is my practice phase, alright? So there are still mistakes and all that, alright? It's gonna sound like a TV show, not gonna lie.
Do it. I love TV show intros.
What? You love small little TV shows? Okay.
Yeah, I love TV shows.
Alright. Hello and welcome, friends, viewers from afar, Asia, Europeans, Americans alike. Welcome to The Real Talk Show, where today I am your host, Rankin Bekami, with my good friend, the co-host, Byxis Vtuber, or I would like to call him Biggest Magius. And on today's show, we're gonna be discussing what is very essential to all VTubers: the daily lives. Wouldn't you believe it? We are also human. Yes.
I love
Thank
it.
you. That's all.
I love it.
It sounds so like 90s commercial, but then I can also try to be a little bit more 90s commercial.
I will say I wouldn't do it like so what is it, monotone maybe? I don't know. It kind of felt
Okay.
like you're reading a script, which I mean, I know like you're reading a script, but like.
I don't have a script on me.
Yeah.
I actually have to memorize this because he said, if you want to get good at it, you're gonna have to memorize it.
Yeah. Also, welcome in, Kuro. Welcome, welcome. How you doing, Kuro? Ohio. Sing Maitake Guru Guru for like that TV show in Japan. Oh my
Oh.
gosh. I love that
Maitake,
song.
maitake, guru, 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 maitake, maitake, guru, 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 guru.
Dude, that was so funny watching like grown adults just on a actual live television show doing the Raiden song. My goodness, she has become the queen of brain rot, like Bibu,
She
but like
got
in
a
wholesome
big, she
sense.
got a big influence on the Japanese media also,
Yeah.
for sure.
It's
But
like,
yeah, I
oh
feel
my
like I could
gosh.
really practice my craft.
You know what's
Really need to
I
practice the whole
actually
hosting
know
thing.
I know a few fun facts about Raiden. You know, so
Mm-hmm.
I believe so. Raiden is like in Hololive, right? So, and this
Yes.
kind of ties into the daily life talk. But I believe Raiden, like she didn't just audition for a job. You know, she didn't like just do it just to
Mm-hmm.
like get like a job. But like apparently, like content creation for her has helped her balance out certain parts of her life and deal with certain things. Like apparently I heard she was a smoker, and apparently live streaming and like making like the videos of like the Mike Tiki and stuff is like helped her like kind of deal with like those things in like her personal life and like kind of like kick those sort of things, you know, like things that she didn't really like to do and stuff, which
Mm-hmm.
I think is insane. Like that's just like a really amazing to see like how live streaming has such like a positive effect, and like even like I think with VTubers, I think the biggest thing is like we assume a new identity, and I feel like we project onto that identity like the things and stuff that we like want to fix in our lives, things and like people like we want to become and stuff. And I feel like it's through like forming new habits through live streaming, it's like it really helps us kind of like meet like goals in real life, you know?
I mean, you could say that, but then also it does play a part of when, like, when you're auditioning to something, you're also, starting out the job as like very passionate. I feel like for all of us, like VTuber, FlashTuber, YouTuber, all that, we start somewhere where you would say it's the core of, inspiration. It's pure passionate for every
Yeah, it's
project,
like you start a new
like
job,
everything you
it's so
start new.
fresh and you're like full of
Mm-hmm.
energy and you like want to do different things and like prove yourself
Yeah.
and stuff.
And aside from that, it's because like the things we do are like we're in the entertaining production. We are in how do I say a media scene, right? So we're doing
Yeah.
a lot of entertainment. Like there's a lot of things going on, and everything entertainment is supposed to be fun anyway.
Yeah.
Like not every day you're gonna
It's
start seeing like,
supposed
oh,
to distract
media
you
drama and all
from
that.
like the like
You're out of bait.
things that go on like in the real world and stuff. It's escapism.
Hmm. Well, I mean, not entirely. Not all media,
Oh yeah,
like
not
not all
all.
media aspect is gonna be like abstracted from realism and all that. But like at least for us, we do get the advantage. We are very much away from our daily lives, and we get to kind of do things that is starting a hobby, and then now is a job. So it does get complicated, and we will go through it with everyone on the show today. In which first of all, thank you all for joining on the show today. It has
Hmm.
been a blissful event to be in with my good friend Byxis. Like, thank you for inviting me all the time. It is such a good invitation every time Byxis invites me. But also, I'm happy to be here to really shine a light onto like what we're doing, or like how we want to do it, and also kind of like that.
And thank you for
It's a
joining.
good
It's
it's a good
like
chance.
I have a lot of trouble like talking and just finding people to do things with. So it's like I'm really grateful for you like being here and stuff. So it's like it really like takes like a big like weight off my shoulders.
Aw, Byxis, you're a really good friend though.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like everything we do together has been smooth sailing, and there's one thing that we haven't done yet.
Wait, thing
There's
we
only
haven't done
one
yet?
thing. There's one thing that we haven't done on the
What
stream
have we
yet.
not done?
We haven't went mining yet.
We haven't gone mining?
We haven't went planetary mining.
Are you talking about Deep Rock Galactic?
Yes, I am. Okay, I'm gonna be real with you guys.
You are
Deep
so
Rock Galactic has been my
addicted to
new
that
sensation.
game. Which is funny because like
Yeah.
I introduced you to it like a year and a half ago, I swear.
I know. We get to it, and like you know,
Oh.
like I
Also,
just
hello,
get to it, and
Luffy,
I'm like
welcome in.
so good. Welcome, good friend. So yes, so you know, like again on the topic today, it's gonna be about VTubers' daily life. How is it, you know, like how does it feel to be one of us, or like, you know, what's the complication on being us and doing what we are doing for you guys to see, you know, for you guys to observe and for some to document, because you know there has been a lot of YouTuber that also documents the life of a VTuber, in which you know
I'm
it's
looking
either
at your
hobby or for good
coefficient.
research.
I'm looking at you.
Yeah, we're looking.
Toei is like
We're looking
the
at that depressed
biggest
Usagi.
simp of VTubers I've ever seen. The man went so far as to dress up as Mokopo from Hololive.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not
But
gonna
then
lie,
there has been a
man
lot
makes
more
it
like
work.
VTuber documentations. I feel. Do you feel it? Like, have you seen like more
Have you-
VTuber documentation just
Yeah,
pops
I
on?
see so many of them. And do you remember Nosagi, the VTuber story?
Yes.
Dude, I
Yes,
love
yes.
that man, and that man never deserved the hate he got for the incident where he wanted to catalog the actual lives and past events of VTubers. And I think the only
Mhm.
reason he bounced back from it is I've noticed recently that the cross between real life and VTuber life is the barrier is starting to wear down, and people
It has been
actually
finized, yeah.
getting more interested in the actual the past lives of VTubers and stuff. And I don't mean to I don't mean this in the prying sense of looking into someone's life and being nosy. It's just that sometimes with the way VTubers are presented, you really have to wonder is what led them to this decision to actually become a virtual talent, you know, what pushed them in this direction? Why didn't they just continue with their original content? Why did they decide to join an agency? Why did they decide to stay indie, things like that? What prompted this huge change, you know?
Yeah, you're right actually, because also when you look into it, right? So when I mean you really look into it, even for so I would say this is a part of us, right?
Yeah.
Indie VTubers. Let's just say indie, you know, normal, small, EN VTubers or something like that, right?
Yeah.
There has been a trend that has been popping onto Twitter and also you know, other social medias that they use it. And it's that they seem to love to include their, you know, personal life into a VTuber, you know.
I have
You get what I
noticed
mean?
that some people
You know.
are bringing more of their personal values into being a
Mhm.
VTuber.
A lot of people has been showing, you know, showing their real
I would
identities and all that.
argue are good, some are kind of bad in my opinion.
It's a mixed bag for sure,
I've
but
noticed
you know,
an increase of people trying to inject politics into their VTuber personas, and I'm like, you know, I don't know if
oh
I
no,
agree with
I
that
wouldn't talk
aspect.
about that. Not gonna
Yeah.
lie. If I were you, I wouldn't talk about
No,
that.
I'm
But
just
there is
talking
one
about
thing I
it's
do want to
it's
talk.
one of the few
Mhm.
negative things I've seen recently. You know, it's just a trend.
Well, I mean, the most common one as of now has to be the fact that a lot of VTuber now they kind of love to insert their real identity into it.
Yeah.
Not as in you know the VTuber concept, but they actually show who they are and you know how they look in real life. But the thing
have
is,
noticed
I
that. I have
can't
noticed
really
that. It's
say that is
I
wrong or
think
right.
that
Mhm.
is. It can be a good thing, or it could be a bad thing. And by a bad thing, it's like it's the perception of it. But like I do think I am happy that there are some people who have like adopted this like identity, and they've like been behind it for so long, they're actually becoming like more comfortable to like show their actual like face and like more of like their actual like personalities. I think that's a good thing. I think that's a good confidence booster for some, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Also, where'd you
Well,
go?
but it's. Oh, I'm in the shop right now. Sorry.
Oh,
Well, because it's also a little. It's also a little contradicting if you have to put it
yeah,
like. Think of it this way, right? So, for say, sometimes a lot of the community also would like to, would like to beg you differ on that topic. Like, we are here to be VTubers, as in, like, we're trying our best to hide ourselves anyway. So then, why would you want to show yourself? Like, that's a
yeah,
very compelling part. That we actually talk about that in the whole, like, what it takes to be a VTuber, right?
yeah,
Like, the whole concept of, oh, like, most people want to be a VTuber because, like, they love to be virtual. But then, another sense is that, they want to kind of like confine their, real identity. They don't want to just show people like, oh, this is me in real life, this is what I am, like, and then when we bring up like the whole like, oh, but there is an exception, some people want to, and that's okay. And it's that exact, exception that is what we are bringing up now, right? Like right now, because like through a lot of talking, and also like to some degree I had some research, and also like having a look onto like not entirely like the psychology, or but to just understand the mentality, right? Because, well, let me ask you something, right?
yeah.
Have you ever heard of a term called theater kid?
Yes, I have heard this term once or twice.
Right, once or twice, right?
Yeah.
So, like to some people that had been telling me, Twitter kids is, wait, no, not Twitter, sorry. Theater kids is kind of like people who has been growing with like, growing with the concept of like, stage acting, and also kind of like role playing, or they kind of have like a background where they kind of like understanding like the whole concept of doing so, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me just whip out my therapy seat if you want to,
Oh
real
my
quick,
gosh, you
while we're
got the
continuing.
therapy seat with you.
I always have it with me. Here you go. Like
Uh,
if you're so willing, here you go.
I'll come be your patient.
So yes, so when I learned from a theater, when I learned from the people that is theater kid, right?
Yeah.
They did mention the fact that by being a VTuber is actually kind of like being somewhat of a concept when it comes to being a theater kid, right? So like
Yeah.
being like a confined VTuber is also kind of be like separating yourself from your character, and when you come up to the stage, you're actually like acting
You
your
need to like
character. It
leave the
doesn't,
character on the
yeah,
stage and vice versa.
yeah, only leaving it on stage, yeah. But like it's fine if you don't feel like there's a range, because sometimes your character is very much similar to you. Some people had that, had that little thingy where like their character is a lot to them in real life, but that's
Yeah.
okay, like that has its own beauty, right? Like you could say maybe you are acting as yourself, right?
Like
Let's
some
say you're acting as a
people.
character of yourself, but in a different timeline,
Yeah.
that could be interesting.
It's like for some
And
people,
you're still
it's
acting.
they leave their VTuber persona like on their channel, but then like vice versa, there's some that like they don't,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like it's
So
more
like,
like a part of their like actual like personal life.
yeah, so that's one thing. But then also like next to it is the fact that like the people that wants to like show themselves, they also have a very, I would say, a very strong sense of individualism,
Mm-hmm.
if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Because like they want to show themselves, they want to be themselves, and like essentially a character is also becoming themselves, but that's not
Yeah, like
entirely
they don't want to get
individualism.
absorbed by the character. They want to be the character, and they want to
Yeah,
be
but then
themselves to be the character.
it's only when you are the same as your character, or basically you're portraying your yourself, but in like a different light, then okay, sure, that is still individualism. But when you're playing a character that is, not entirely you, but but you suddenly entirely becoming them in real life and also on stage, that is when the story differs. That is where, the line draws. And so, a lot of people has been like asking a lot of questions like, if that's the case, then, wouldn't doing that would harm your, VTuber life, like your VTuber daily life, in which I would say kind of somewhat. It's more like it contradicts to your whole concept of being a VTuber more than it hurts. Because, like doing that is basically free games. You are, more than welcome to do what you like. But consider that, doing it also creates a big contradiction to what you're trying to achieve. You want to be a VTuber, and, a lot of people that wants to be a VTuber, they don't want to be a flesh tuber. And so to
It's
show
like,
your
get me
face
out of this
into,
meat sack. I don't want to be
Mhm.
trapped in here any longer.
Well, it could be
I
like
want
that,
to
but then
work
also
a
it's not
hard. I want a
really like
virtual
that.
body. Hook me up to Twitter.
You could be virtual, right? But virtual, or maybe you can be real, but you can be real to a certain extent. It's not gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna be
Just
like
turn into a
entirely
pattern
me when I'm on
streamer.
the stage. Yes.
Yeah, just turn into a pattern streamer. Solve all your issues.
hmm But then, like it should be able to resolve a lot of issue, but then, you still have to be mindful of it.
Yeah.
So that is one part of the whole VTuber life. Um,
FlashTuber sounds wrong.
I mean, FlashTuber is just basically saying, real live streamer, YouTuber, kind of like that. It's okay.
It
Like, you
reminds me
can
of
perceive
that
it the way.
40k tech priest thing where it's like, the moment I
Oh
found
no.
out about the weakness of my flesh, I was disgusted.
That's a lot of reference, I would say. So then, like, and yeah, we also talk about like the whole fact, like, even me, I am playing a character that is like, Ron Kinbekami. Yeah, it's still me, right? You could say that, okay, yeah, I come to you and I'm
You
still
just
Ron
have 7
Kinbekami.
different
Yeah,
separate identities, and you just hope that you never get pulled
not
over on the
entirely, not entirely
interstate
like
of the
that.
highway of the internet.
I wish it would have been like that, but it's more like, I'm playing a character. Yes, it's still me, but I'm not gonna be entirely like this when I'm living my own, like, personal life. I'm not gonna be like this if you meet me in person, and I'm not gonna be meeting you in person because, like, that's what I
Ooh,
don't want to.
shiny!
In which, like, that's the case. Ooh, a shiny carp.
I got a shiny
But
car.
so
Sorry.
it gets complicated from there when it comes to the whole topic of like, oh, you want to share your real life or not? Yeah, so like that's one part. And the next part might actually be interesting to you guys. It's that how we grow as, our channel, and also like
We
how do
grow
we
by
grow our
assimilating other
persona?
VTubers.
Not in that way. I mean, we can have an elaborate explanation, Byxis.
I'm sorry. It came to my mind. I'm like, small tuber. I'm going to assimilate you.
Oh, do you want to be a big tuber then?
Like the board from Star Trek. With each collab, I grow stronger.
No. I mean, well, actually, it is kind of true. Every
Yeah,
time you do a
yeah,
little collab, you kind of learn a bit more. You're actually
yeah,
growing, but like
yeah,
it
yeah.
felt like it honestly felt like a whole, what is it? It felt like a whole reference more than like an actual thing where you could like, oh, prove to be like, oh, it's a growing method. Yeah, yeah, you're growing.
Yeah. Oh gosh. But yeah, no, it's like with
Mm,
collabs. I feel like collabs are kind of necessary because, like, you gotta think about it. Like, I think the reason collabs are so popular is I
mm,
think I'm gonna be honest. It's gonna sound kind of mean, but like the internet is highly saturated with entertainment and online personas, VTubers, marketing, corpos, like all this like there's just so much information out there and there's only so many people you can cater to as an audience. And
mm-hmm.
I feel like, it's really hard for everyone to grab a slice of the pie since everyone is chasing the pie. So it's like I feel
Yeah.
like with collaborations, it's basically you're kind of you're kind of like finding a way to like get a little bit more exposure, but at the same time you want to share the culture of your communities. It's a very
Mm-hmm.
like give and take relationship, but it's very necessary for growing. It's like yes, there's the stigma of like, oh, you're only collabing to like steal like members. I don't really think of it that way. It's like
It's
you
it's
should
a
really
it's
think
an
of it.
essential part nonetheless,
Yeah,
for sure.
it's like it's
But
going to
hold your
happen.
horses, buddy.
Yeah, like you don't own people. People can make their own decisions. It's just like it's better to come at it from a positive point of view where it's like you're
Hmm.
exchanging the cultures of your communities, you're getting more exposure, you're sharing content. And it's like I feel like even though we're heavily oversaturated, it's I feel like it's a really positive culture thing with the internet nowadays, you know? And it's like collabs are good. Like you get to like see personas clash and see how they interact and stuff, and they create unique scenarios that are
Hmm.
amazing for that.
Well, yeah, but then again, buddy, let's hold your horses right there. We're
Yeah,
gonna go through one by one, right? So let's go through like the most basics, right?
yeah.
We VTubers are, I would say, somewhat identical to your typical YouTuber. I think this is given without saying. We're operating on YouTube. Of course, we're gonna have to be, the same in a certain extent. Like we're still gonna be, worrying about the same thing. We're still gonna be doing the same thing to a certain extent. Like not entirely like
Mm-hmm.
similar. We're not copying each other, but we will have a lot of things that we need to take notes of. Like for example, right? Let's say your good old Byxis Magius here.
Yeah,
You could say he is popular with Toran, right? Am
yeah,
I wrong?
yeah.
Okay, so that is one part where, like, the content that we do is also very important.
Mm-hmm.
And when we are stepping into being a VTuber, it's really not just like, oh, we're gonna step on like a stage with a persona, and then that's exactly what it is. Like that's it, that's all. We don't have to do
Yeah.
anything else. No, not entirely like that, right? We as VTubers also needs to be very sophisticated with the kind of content that we want to do, the image that we want to portray a character in, what lights do we shed as, the character that we're playing in. So like behind the mask of a VTuber model is also the person. But then again, the person is in operation.
Ooh,
Sure,
shiny.
some would say like, yeah, some would say that, oh, we came here to see you, to see us as the person. Yes, of course you're gonna get that, but only to a certain extent. Like which revolves back to the whole topic of like, oh, we're gonna have to stay confidential as in characters and all that.
My voice volume
Like
is
we're not
low. I'm sorry.
showing ourselves like real self. But then also, take your time to check the volume real quick.
Run. Do I sound low? Or is it just cause like I'm talking at a
You
lower
sound good on
volume?
Discord. You're gonna have to check your OBS actually.
I think it's just cause like I think it's just cause I'm talking kind of low. I apologize. I'm sorry. Let me adjust my microphone. Let me bring it a little closer.
Sure. You
It
can take your
should
time.
be
I'm
a little
gonna
bit better now.
Okay, I'm gonna keep on elaborating if you want me to.
Go for it. Go for it. Go for it.
Okay, so for say like let's go back to the topic, right? So Bix is, you could say, he is somewhat of a Toran VTuber also. Like he chose to be like this mage that
Chose.
plays
I was
RPG and
kidnapped.
also that.
I got thrown into the back of a van that said free skill points.
Well, I mean, you are more than welcome to stay, and you proceed to stay, right? So now you become like a Toran VTuber,
Does that just mean I have
which is
Stockholm
okay.
syndrome?
Kind of, but then also it's okay because like, well, because it does you no harm though. If it does you harm and you like it, that's when you call it Stockholm
So if
syndrome.
I get kidnapped, and as long as they provide me a roof over my head, food and water and stuff, it's okay.
You could say that. I mean, well, to a better light, all right?
All right.
Let's say you are not entirely kidnapped. You are adopted into like a certain group,
Forcibly adopted. Gotcha.
forcefully adopted. But then you're also like oh hey, I am now into it. Like I am now invested into like whatever they're doing, and I'm a part of it now. Like it's not Stockholm syndrome. It's just good.
It's like, oh my gosh, this. my fishing rod. Do not look at my fishing rod. Oh my gosh.
Just keep clicking. Just keep clicking. Just keep clicking. Just keep clicking.
Oh my gosh.
But then even for me,
my
oh whoa,
God. Oh my god.
whoa,
What
that's a
in
cookie
the
cutter.
world did I just catch? I just caught a
Helicoprican.
large heliocorprion. It's 984.99 centimeters.
That's 9 meters.
It's so big.
My God.
Alright, I'm sorry. That I just got jump scared.
That's a big shock. No. I am shocked also.
Why is
Don't
this
worry.
in the local pond? Why is this in the local pond?
It's because it's under the rain. It's a rain category fish.
I caught that with a normal worm, by the way.
Yeah, it's a tier 1. It's bigger than Orion packs.
Thing was huge.
Hey, you don't touch Optimus Prime, okay?
Man,
But
I'm sorry,
where
I forgot.
was I?
Where were we?
Yeah, I keep forgetting because I was shocked. Something Toram topic. Oh yeah, right. Stockholm syndrome. Well, not really. But let's just say that our good friend Byxis here, has adopted into doing Vtuber, a Toram Vtuber concept. And when cool. But then also he does a lot of more content, but the way that he set his trend
Must not
is
burn out.
well, not as that, but then also most likely when people look at you, they can be like, oh, you play RPG game, and specifically you play the JMMORPG Toram Online, and then people kind of see it. It just pops up, and then when they see your channel, and then they will make an assumption. But then that assumption is also made by the algorithm, in which we as VTuber, YouTuber, streamer, FleshTuber, whatever, we also tend to optimize our algorithm, our search engine, in which we basically say, this is what I do. If people are looking for me doing this, well, they have found the right place. That
Like,
here's what we do.
There are many like it, but this one is mine.
That's right. Yes, it's not the best, but you come to it, you will like it. So yeah, that's one part of it. We do exactly what other YouTuber would also be concerned about, which is numbers, algorithms, content, and so on. And the next part would be where Byxis was left at, with collaboration. Because you can only grow as you can only grow alone for so long. Sometimes you need a friend.
You definitely need friends to grow.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Well, I mean, not entirely that you need friends to grow,
If
but
it was just me or just you.
the diversity. Let's just say the diversity of things that you can do is much better if you have a friend.
Yeah.
So if you're playing Minecraft and you say that you play alone, sure, you can still have the whole. I mean, well, let's make an example, right? You're playing Minecraft alone, sure, you can still have single player hardcore content. Or, you could make friends. And so, what's gonna happen if you have a friend that also play Minecraft? Now you essentially might have a chance to open an SMP. You can, have times to actually do build battles, creative things, competition, fun collaboration. Clues in the name. Clues in the name.
A really good example of this is Rust collaborations,
Ooh, yeah, I tend not to bring Rust on because Rust is actually Rust is a battlefield. I'm trying to make a more familiar concept.
If you're not on a public server, if you're just playing with
it is.
and stuff.
No, it really is. Rust is an
most
interesting.
people tend to do things like set up specific times for raids and stuff. It's more like a gentleman's agreement, and it's I think it's cool to have the excitement of a collaboration multiplayer with, but it's not without as much as the toxic traits of it,
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Rust It's something that you can play and you can have fun with friends. So I was like, yeah, exactly. So that's another example. Think of it like, what if you play Rust? What if you play League of Legends and you don't have a friend? Okay, sure. Like, you would still be playing the game, you would still be streaming the game, but it's not gonna be a fun experience, and sometimes you just don't wanna, right? Collaboration makes it better. Like you can do it with a friend, you can do it together with people that is actually, you could say, your colleagues. And I would consider Byxis to be a friend and a colleague. So like, we get to do things together. I can play Deep Rock Galactic with him. I can do Webfishing with him. Like, it's just to say that, collaboration opens up a lot more opportunities that, that doing things alone wouldn't be able to. Not to say that you can't grow alone, because if that's the case, a lot of YouTubers would have been drowned away already. But, like, it's such a good opportunity. It opens up a whole Pandora's box kind of case, It could be bad, some collaboration you wouldn't like, some collaboration just doesn't work the way that you want it.
I've definitely been on the receiving end of some weird collaborations, I will say.
Yes.
Also, hello, Tori.
But then, most collaboration would also be like, a net positive income. Well, I mean, not entirely income. Income here as in like, an experience. So, you are... ocean, sorry.
Ocean?
So you could be left with, a lot of, like, you could be left off with like just a single player YouTube career, or you can start something that is essentially so big, you take contribution to the whole community, and it sheds so many lights onto your career. Like, it sets up a path where you can grow, and also like, think of it this way. Doing collaboration when it's a two ways beneficial collaboration, right? You have so many things that you can also open up to, like, maybe you get advertisement, you get revenue, you get, you build up your own community, might as well as like also like sharing a community with other people that you like so many opportunities, and that's the beauty of it. Like, the beauty part of being a VTuber starts when you can also open up yourself to the community. Like, so many things you can do, so many things you can try, and it's just beautiful in general. And so, like, for when Byxis say that, he needs more people to like collab with, he needs more opportunities. Well, there it is. It's also start from a part that, we can open up to a lot more collaboration.
You gotta want it, it's like, you gotta like want to go out there to meet people.
Desire for it, it's so desirable. Ow, are you punching me?
No.
Get out. Get lost. Get back here. So now this is the part where I will start playing the intermission and we'll start playing for a little bit before we get back to topic. You get back here this instant. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Intermission, guys. Bye.
No, please.
Bye. Okay, I'm out. Okay, welcome back from the commercial. And now we'll be switching back from the commercial.
Welcome back from intermission. Make sure you grab all your drinks from the lobby before the ad break finishes.
So like, if we have to TLDR the whole life of a VTuber, it's simple. Like it's nothing too complicated. And if you have been on YouTube for long enough, you would say, yeah, it's basically the basics like we have always seen before. In which you're right. So now how about we get into like a little bit more, I would say, mind-twisting topics.
Mind-twisting. Alright.
So let me just send you 2 videos that my manager actually sent me, and he said that you might want to do some more research on, for future references on, how you want to grow your channel.
Okay. Do I need to play it like here?
No, you don't really have to play it because it might also be copyrighted. It's from other VTubers, but you can take your time to look at it. This is...
I actually heavily agree with this. I agree with this 100%. I've actually seen it happen to a guy up front, and I love him, and I plan to collaborate with him at some point, because, like, I think he's a really cool dude. But I agree. I do think the number one thing, if you're going to get to content creation, is first off, you gotta humble yourself before anything. Like, you gotta understand that, like, no one just goes, like, viral. But the other thing is, like,
Mm-hmm.
you don't want to go viral sometimes. Like, you really just, like, you want to sometimes take that extra time to enjoy being small, getting small numbers, having small analytics. And I think, like, the
Mm-hmm.
biggest thing is it's like this. Imagine you have a, like, you're just new to content creation, but say you have like a really strong debut, a really strong launch. 60 people show up, 100 people show up. They're all hyped. It's the debut. But imagine if something went wrong. Or say,
Mm-hmm.
like, after the party is over, the fun dies down. What usually happens after parties, you know? People go home, they tell their stories, they go back to their daily lives. It's just kind of average. So it's like, say, like, you are, like, really popping off, but, like, you're not ready for it. But by that, it's like, do you have an interesting enough content base to, like, keep viewer retention if you're doing big numbers initially, because, like, if those numbers dip, and this is kind of like a scary thing, but it's also kind of the reality, is, like, for content creators, if your numbers dip, the algorithm is not going to look favorably upon you. It's going to be like, why 100 viewers and now why 5? If you go from
Mm-hmm.
100 to 5 average, then it's like the algorithm is going to, like, put you on the back stop of the grocery store. Like, you are not going to see the light of
It's
day.
gonna start to be confused, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't understand why these number occurs.
Yeah.
And you know, like algorithm is math, and math needs consistency.
And see,
If
like,
there's like
for
a, it's like is there like an interchanging value, or like, you know, like an integer, or like, you
yeah,
know, a certain value
it's
that you,
like
you know,
there's
that
a
you debate, and it
reason.
just change.
Like, I
That.
think I'm gonna use Mr. Beast as an example here. The
Okay, go ahead.
reason you don't want to shout out for Mr. Beast, you really don't. You gotta imagine there are millions of people that watch his videos, and there are a
Hmm.
lot of people who will take anything he says straight to the heart. So if he says that you're a really cool friend and people are like, oh my gosh, this guy's really cool, he has a YouTube channel, I'm gonna go check him out, but you're not Mr. Beast, they are going to turn on you. Like, and like, I don't
Hmm.
mean like they're gonna, like, eat you alive. They're just not gonna come back. But, like, the fact that their numbers have been deposited on, like, your account, and so many viewed
Yes.
it, it's like it's going to look like pure analytics assassination is what it is. And it's why it's like you gotta make sure as you're growing, make sure you are expanding properly. You know, it's like
Hmm.
for me, like when I first started live streaming, I had no overlays. I had no real idea of how to make thumbnails. And what is really good about starting small is the fact that you can use any type of growth you experience as a indicator of what you're doing good versus what you're doing bad. So you can make sure over
Sure.
time you're expanding properly. But you also gotta be humble as well. Like, you gotta maintain, like, humbleness, and, like, you gotta understand that it's like, you know, you are a needle in a haystack of trillions out, or I mean billions of people out there. So it's like,
Hmm.
you gotta, like, stay very positive about it, because, like, I'm not be honest, like, I think this ties into the whole debate of, like, whether or not a real job is tougher than live streaming and vice versa. It's like there are definitely pros and cons to both sides, and for me, I'd argue it's the more psychological aspect that's more demoralizing than an actual job is like. But, like, an actual job is, like, really, like, physically, like, it physically deteriorates you, you know?
Hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if we have to say it, every job kind of deteriorates you physically, even for VTuber, as in, like, you know,
Yeah. Oh yeah, like,
let's
our
think of the most
health is
simple
so
one.
bad.
Yeah, our
Like, I'm just
lifestyle
being
is
real.
some of our lifestyles are terrible,
Like, look
and
at
I would say
Asmongold.
even just by, like, you know, a job as a streamer, as a VTuber is also kind of the same as like doing job in like an office, but not
Yeah.
entirely, right? Not entirely, but like there's some aspect to it, as in like, oh,
You've
I
definitely got to take care of
do,
yourself.
you
Because,
know,
like, if you sit around all day
how do I put it?
and you're not,
Yeah,
like,
you'll be sitting
working
around
out or
all day. You'll
something.
be staring at the screen every day. It's basically like you're doing, office work 9 to 5.
Yeah.
You will be staring at the
But
screen. It
what's
deteriorates your eyes so much,
And the other thing is,
for
like,
sure.
you are looking at pure analytics and numbers all day. This will have a heavy effect on your mentality if you do not go outside and talk to
Mm-hmm.
people regularly. Like,
Exactly.
I am, like Ron, like, you know me, I'm an introvert. I don't like talking to people. It scares me. But
I know.
I
Me
have
too.
to sometimes, because if I stare at the screen all day, every day, forcing myself to edit, look at numbers, fretting over every little single detail, if I don't have something to root me to reality or to kind of take my mind off of it, I'm going to go insane, to be honest. You know?
Mm-hmm. Oh, you got disconnected there for a minute.
I got disconnected. Uh-oh. Also, hello,
Byxis, are you
Snare.
okay?
Yes, fishing, fish.
The stream got
No,
disconnected for a
I
second.
lost my connection to the host. Come back to me, brother.
Oh no, hop back with the code again. I'm still on it.
Alright. Joining lobby.
That was terrifying,
Which, by the way, if
actually.
anyone else wants to play web fishing, we have the lobby code right up here at the top right of the screen. You are more than welcome to come join us in our fishing antics. And it just kicked me out again.
Is it me or is it you that got disconnected?
No server found with this code.
Oh no, maybe it's me. Hold up. Then let me start a new one. Let me send you the code again.
Alright, send me a fish code.
Mm-hmm. The real show. Sure. But okay, so how about we get back to it a little bit? Maybe a little bit more down to earth again, right? So, like you said, you really don't want to go viral immediately, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes if you start new, you kind of want to have like, some space to breathe. You need these like, grounds that you can have trials and errors. So that's why okay, sure. Starting viral from the get-go would actually let you generate numbers and all that. But like, it's not entirely good if you really want to grow as a like a professional streamer. You might want to go slow and steady until you really have that I would say knowledge, and also you have that experience as a streamer for you to grow.
Yeah, you definitely need knowledge about how the algorithm works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Otherwise,
Oh right, I forgot to send you the code.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the lobby names, and some of these are
I'm so
wild.
sorry, I forgot. If you look for
These
if you have to look for the
names,
lobby
they are
name.
so wild.
If you look for lobby names, it's just gonna be public one. I put mine on
Dude, they're so
unlisted, so
bad.
which means you need the code.
Inside of you,
But yeah.
there are two fish.
Mm-hmm. Oh lord.
Fish and chips.
Fish and chip.
McDoodley's lobby.
But yeah, also Byxis. I wonder if you noticed, but being a VTuber also comes with like a little bit more things that you kind of want to notice, or actually just YouTuber, right? You don't really want to have a one-hit wonder. And being shout out by Mr. Beast is one of the one-hit wonders that you might have.
It is literal channel assassination.
It doesn't help you grow. If anything, it's kind of like you pull that one stunt, people know you, and then, they tend to forget you after a while. And if you want to grow like something that is a little bit more consistent, this is not what you want. Sure, you may stick with like 5 to 6 viewer at a stream, and you would say that, oh, it's so low. But if you keep that consistent, you can still grow.
That's 5 people that love you, That's like...
Yeah, that's the 5 people that loves you. That's the 5 people that is loyal with you.
love me than 60 people who have nothing to do with me and just want me for their Tuesday
exactly.
night
So that's another beautiful point of doing, YouTube and all that. What you want is consistency. What you don't want is a one-hit wonder where people will take a look and be like, cool. And never to be watched again, or maybe like watch 1 or 2 times again.
My first ever one-hit wonder was Sonic Frontiers.
I saw that. I saw that clips.
Dude, I was eating so good that day.
I know, but then at the end it doesn't really stay here, does it?
Yeah, no, it didn't stick around.
It
But
was
man,
such a
that was a
shame. It
great
was a good
time.
clip.
It's
You know what
like,
I wanna, you know what I wanna do actually.
yeah.
So in the Vietnamese community, they actually really want like more game reviews, as in like they
Game
would actually like
reviews.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I always
So
wanted to
they would
do
be
a game
watching you
review, but
like do
then
that.
I'm like, then I have to consistently release game reviews, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to do
Well,
that or
yeah, that's
not.
the so like that's the whole thingy. Like I have to be consistent with that if I want to, or else I'm gonna be making a one-hit wonder.
Like for me, it's like I really want to keep doing like guides and stuff, but it's like my first ever guide, the type of editing style I chose, like physically deteriorated my body because I don't like working on things over time. I like seeing the immediate results of my
Mm-hmm.
actions, and I like to make sure I do everything in one sitting. So like 12 hours of editing, I felt physically sick. I had to lay down. I was sick the next day. That is a huge fish. Why does it look like a dog?
Because it is a dog.
It's a dogfish. Bow
Yes, it is.
bow.
Bow bow.
Bow bow.
But yeah, so like that's one point of it. But then I feel like I want to do it as a like passionate project. I don't care if it's gonna be
Yeah.
like a one-hit wonder. So here's the thing: if you
I mean, if
ever
you
do
don't
something
mind
out
having a
of like
one-hit wonder, it's
passion,
like you can
it's so
recover.
good.
Just like,
You can recover, but it's
yeah,
it's it's kind of confuse YouTube a little bit. But then you're gonna have to work it out.
yeah.
In which like
It's like right now
one
I'm
one of the
enjoying the
problems
fact that my
that we have.
analytics have hit triple digits, and like I don't mind if one of them doesn't pop off because they tend to grow over time from just
Hmm.
repetitive like watching and stuff. So it's like for me, I don't care. I just have fun
Something
making the
just get
video,
better
and a
over
lot
time.
of the videos I make are for me. Like I heard something from a friend of mine. Like a lot of time what content creators and VTubers do is like when they make content, they typically make the
Yeah.
content that they themselves want to watch. And typically I kind of do that for myself a little bit.
Well, because here's the logic, right? If you're doing something that you want to watch, then it might also be the things that other people would want to watch. Like
Yeah.
of course there are cases where you want it, but not everyone's gonna want it. That's fine, right? That's perfectly fine. The thing is, they came here to watch you,
Yeah.
so basically they also have the same interest as you are, and they want to see what you make, right? Like that's actually a very compelling logic, right?
Yes.
And it's essentially kind of like that. So for say you want to make Toram videos, sure. People that watch Toram would want to go check on you making Toram stuff, and it's beautiful that way. But if for say another day you want to make Stellar Blade content, that's also
Yeah,
fine.
I'm guilty of
Like
that.
maybe
I'm guilty of
you're
making
guilty of
lots.
it,
I'm so guilty.
but then it's fine because think of it this way: like essentially, Stellar Blade is still an RPG game. You're also opening up to it. Like, okay, some people might be confused. Like, oh, he's doing Toram like yesterday. Why is he doing like Stellar Blade today? Like,
You have no idea
nothing
how real
wrong.
that statement is, my guy.
I know it's because that is real that I'm actually like bringing it to you because like
Yeah.
think of it, right? Sure, people would be confused like, why is he doing this today and then why is he
It's like,
doing that
sure,
the other
I
day?
would love to keep doing exhilarating boss fights every single day, but
Hmm.
sometimes I just need to play a game that's like, it has that, but like,
Hmm.
man, beautiful women be like,
The thing
relaxing.
the thing about that is that it's not really about consistency here. Like if you were to talk about consistency, you could just do both. Like one day you do Torrent, the other day you do Stellar Blade, and you just keep going with it over and over again. Yeah,
I think
well, there
it's
you go. That's your consistency.
I think it's fine, yeah, because of the consistency. It's
Hmm.
like if you're gonna hop between content. Also, hello Yira Harone, welcome. How you doing? But
But then the different side of the story is gonna be like sometimes you want to spice it up. Like you
yeah,
yourself, humans are
it's
not animals of
it's
doing
like I
things over
could
and over
do
again.
my normal content schedule rotation for like 3 weeks in a row, but
Hmm.
I myself think that's very stale at times. So what I tend to do is like, yeah, shake it up a little bit. It's like, and
Yeah,
it's also like, I
exactly.
don't want to do the same thing every single week, but I also know that I can't just stream every single day to just do something different while keeping with my consistency. Sometimes it's
Mm-hmm.
good to just do something a little bit like different than what you normally do,
Mm-hmm.
while kind of sticking to your consistency. Just like, don't do it too often, you know? Like, don't shake things up too much, but shake things up every once in a while.
Yeah, so
It's
that's the thing. Okay, sure. You can keep going with what you are good at. Like, just
yeah,
keep doing it. That's okay. But sometimes mix it up for so the
yeah.
talent, like
Like
the people that watching you
sometimes,
have like a different palette.
instead of saying like just doing one thing all the time, maybe I want to do something like a hand cam stream, or like go driving or something, like, it's different,
Mm-hmm.
but it's
Yes,
good
it's
to do
very
in
different.
moderation.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I just got a shiny moon eye and I had to like tap like 60 times for it.
I know. I saw.
That thing was freaking insane to try and capture. Oh my gosh.
It- It's a menace. So like it's basically like don't lose the main content you're trying to do, and like
Yeah.
okay, sure. Sometimes you mix it up
It's
and the numbers
have
doesn't show what
have
you
the
want, but like
thing that puts you on the map and that you can always fall back on, but also
mhm.
don't stop experimenting. And it's like, I
YouTube
kind
is
of,
very much a trial and error, like no
yeah.
doubt.
Yeah, that's what I like with YouTube. It is trial and error, and it's great for experimentation, and especially like when you're small, like you can do so many different things. I just like, whereas like on the Twitch side, you kind of have to pick one lane, and you need to stay in that lane. But then if you ever change your lane, people will like drop off so fast because they're like, "Ooh, you made a left turn. I wanted a right turn." I'm like, "Shut up in the backseat."
Man, you ever
Like,
actually told them that?
no, I would never actually tell someone to shut up. No, I wouldn't. But like,
I
it's
would.
disheartening. Like when you're like just driving, having a chill time, like a family road trip, and you're like,
hmm
man, I'm gonna do a left turn instead
Actually,
of this
no.
right
Sorry, my
turn.
bad. On a blue moon, I might do it. I might as well just tell them to shut up. Just on a blue moon, I'm too nice to actually like say anything harmful or like actually would hurt
I
anyone's
do
feeling.
think that one thing you need to work on as a streamer is you need to have a bit of a backbone sometimes. So it's like,
Mm,
if someone is actually out of line, you need to stand up for yourself.
yes.
It's like,
Actually,
otherwise people will
having
just walk all over
VTuber
you.
live, streamer live, we will need to have backbones. We can't just let people kind
Yeah.
of like sit on
It's
you or
it's
like
like the other day,
let them
like,
bossing you around.
I had people that were like
We
incredibly out of line,
there
and
is a
I had to
big
ban them.
there is a big misconception between like catering to your viewers and
Yeah.
also like to actually stand up for yourself, because some people might as well lose their own dignity just for the fun of the people, and that's not okay.
Yeah,
I have seen, I think.
definitely don't compromise your dignity. Don't be like some of the IRL streamers nowadays. It's like
Oh, it's
there's a
getting terrible with
lot
it.
of the big ones that it's like, I see a clip of them and it's just, they're just ruining their own public perception and their dignity just for the views and stuff, and I'm like, don't, never ever
Never do
compromise
that.
at that level. It's like, it's very enticing, I get it. You may think that you can separate your streamer life from your IRL life, but at that point it's like, you
It's
really,
not separated. You
it's
you're
not
kind of you kind
separated,
of left a
no.
big trauma onto yourself.
Especially at the IRL level, like, if you're an IRL
Hmm.
streamer, like, thing with VTubers is you can always just remarket and just wait a few months, start over. But like but it's like, there are
Don't
some
don't
people that
encourage
can't
people to
successfully
actually
do
do
that.
that,
Like, the internet will always
please.
remember.
The poor, all the poor VTuber models. Please don't let them do that.
Yeah,
Please
yeah.
do not
Don't do that.
abandon your child like that. But also, you are the captain of your own ship.
I love
Everyone is a
what
passenger on your
Tarone
magical
said
journey.
here.
That's for
You're the
sure.
captain of your own ship. Everyone is a passenger on your magical journey.
Hmm.
It's just every once in a while you have to feed someone to a shark.
Well, yeah, you kind of have to.
That's my own input.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you
Well,
got
because
that one
like
guy that's just
as we
not making it
stated,
good for
like,
everyone else. It's like, sorry,
and how do I
Jim
say?
Bob, you're going into the Shark Tank.
Oh no. But Big Sis, to think of it this way, right? All of us want numbers. All of us want something
Yeah.
that is, could help us grow because, like, we started a job as a VTuber. We might as well have to grow something, right? That's what we want. That's what we need, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, it's exactly what we want to have and what we need to have. Like, sure, but then it doesn't hurt to change up a little bit. It doesn't hurt to have an off day where you don't have the exact number that you wanted. And
Yeah.
also to change is to understand the demands of your viewers also. That's a way to cater. Like, let's say, okay, maybe they want to try something a little trendy. Maybe, like, as for me, right?
Yeah.
My viewers has actually been, they have been, like directly putting up to me as in my content is very chill, it's very calming, it's very healing, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes these guys want something a little more spicy. So some of them
Well,
say,
like,
I
what
want to
type
see
of
you play
spicy are we
Valorant.
talking here? Like, action wise, or
Yes, action wise and kind of like that. No, I mean, well, it could be anything, but like think of it in a reasonable way, right?
it's like,
Think of it as very reasonable.
I know a spicy game.
We have plenty of spicy, that's for
And we
sure.
have
But
plenty of
like
spicy, especially
let's
Z side
say
out there.
so let's say it's in the realm of reasonable, right? So like for say some viewers would actually told me like, hey, would you want to try like Valorant? Or like, hey, would you want to try
Like Valorant
Marvel's
chill.
rival? Yeah, would you want to do like more League of Legends? The thing that actually it
Oh.
gets you to change up a little bit and not just always be like this chill healing kind of VTuber, you know? Like
Yeah,
that's
I
exactly
do
what
agree. I
happened to
think
me.
with comfy streams, it's like, comfy. It's like if you do a lot of action, a comfy stream every once in a while is great. If you do a lot of comfiness, a little bit of action every once in a while is also really great.
hmm So this is where changing would actually become like something that is very, very appealing, you know? Like it would actually be something that you would say, "Oh, very reasonable. I would want to do it." Also, when you want to come to my island,
What?
you can come to my island outside of the hut. There should be a flag.
Oh, are we going to the island?
Mm-hmm. So like yeah, so that is actually very real. And the fact that sometimes you're changing and then people, didn't expect that, you're gonna expect some losses when it comes to number, and that's okay. It's where you say that's where it's where your experimental phase comes on. One, two, or three starting stream, it might be terrible. It might not yield anything, and like in general, you might start to feel like it's a pain to do because you're changing, and then the number just start dipping. Like you don't understand why, but like that's
It's
okay
like
because
this. It's like, if you
it's
change.
gonna be the same as the thing that you started with.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna take some time to grow up to people. Like it's gonna grow onto the people that watches you. It's gonna grow onto like your audience, and then soon you start catering to it. You're giving them like a reason to why it's so appealing. You're you're showing them why is this a nice thing, and why you can give it a chance without really consider why is he suddenly doing this? It's not bad. Like for say, let's go back to Stellar
Yeah.
Blade, right? Just because you love it.
I love Stellar Blade. It's such a good game.
It really is. And the thing is, okay, sure. Let's say you want to see more Toram. But what if I show you why Stellar Blade is good?
Yeah.
If you don't like it, that's okay. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not in like a month or a long time, but humans are vulnerable to changes. And we are animals of changing. We tend to improvise. We tend to have second opinions a lot. So why does this matter? Because maybe one beautiful day you might decide that, oh,
Oh,
I
catfish.
want to see I want to see why this guy likes Stellar Blade so much. So then you tend to like dip in and then you find something that you like. Good. you don't like it, that's fine. You can still come back to watch, the original content that you like.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
you
like
can go back to Toran.
that's something I always tell people. Is like, like I will always stick to my
Give it
main
a
content,
try.
but like I do
Hmm.
want to play other things. Now, I don't mind if people like suggest me to play other things, but the
Hmm.
one thing I just like that kind of irks me though is like when someone just like outright calls the decision trash. It's like, I feel like if you don't like something, you can tell someone like you don't
Just
like
leave
something, but at
it.
the same time, I feel like there's a way you could say it that's like doesn't make it seem like you're just like kind of
That
disrespecting their decision to like
really
want to
comes
try it out,
to. I mean, that comes to like social etiquettes and mannerism.
Yeah.
Like just outright telling them that you don't like it. Okay, sure, you can tell it to us.
Yeah,
Do
exactly.
we like
Yeah.
it? No. But like, what's the point of you saying that at the end of the day? Like, what are you
Yeah.
trying to do? You're trying to like make us change, or you're trying to irritate us? In
When
both
it
ways, you're not
comes
getting
off as
anything
like
from
kind of
us.
forceful, it's like I don't really like it. If like you just want to say like, I prefer this over that, it's like that's fine.
Yeah. So like, that's the thing. Like, when we put it into perspective, right? Like, what do you expect us to do? Do you expect us to change it for you immediately, or do you expect us to
Yeah, it's
kick you
like
out?
you can't change it immediately. It's like it's something that it's like
We're
I
not
have to
gonna
like
stop
yeah.
a show where everyone is fine with it and only you don't
Man,
like it, and then we don't. We're not gonna
I have
change the show for
actually
you.
seen people try that with me. I have seen people try that before.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, do tell me. Do tell me. I'm curious.
It's like it's sometimes I'm like it's like I would just be playing like one game. It's like I've like legit had people come in and be like, "This game is trash. Like you should just like start playing this right now. It just released. Like you should buy it right now." He's just like start playing. Like can you like not like like I set aside this day for this event. I want to see how this event does. It's like if you want to leave me feedback, that's
Hmm.
fine. But it's like I'm not gonna drop everything that like got planned just to make that one change or something. Or it's like someone would be like, it's like, oh, this event was out. Like, why didn't you know about it? It's like I didn't know about it, but like I'm not gonna drop the game right now to like go do the event. It's like I set up this
Whatever you
one
do,
thing to
we're
do.
not changing our corresponding plan.
Yeah, yeah.
It's called a plan for a
Now
reason,
I will say I have had situations where an event doesn't fall through, and I used to be plagued by inopportune game updates on certain games.
Hmm.
And I have had situations where I have had to change a game on the spot, and then it's like the analytics get all screwy with this like whenever I do this because like it's like imagine you're playing Minecraft, right? But then
Right.
update comes out, you cannot play the Minecraft because the update has to go. It's like 90 gigs or something. Then it's like, okay, I
Hmm.
gotta play something else because like there's still an event planned for tonight. Gotta compromise. It's like then it's like you gotta like change all the analytics. You gotta change. You gotta like do I change the thumbnail? Like those types of things. Like I like it's like I used to play like Lords of the Fallen. I used to like get they would literally send updates on me whenever I live streamed. It was the worst. So
Hmm.
my compromise is I would play the old Lords of the Fallen because then I'd be like, all right, I gotta minimize the impact to the algorithm.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's one beautiful thing that we learned.
Yeah.
And so, like, immediate changes, it doesn't really matter. I mean, well, it would say it doesn't matter on our growth. It actually like harm us most of the time. And we wouldn't make that, but then there are times that we are willing to make the changes, but it's only like in such scenario where it's like it's emergency, like as in like,
Yeah.
oh, you guys are here already, but we got a little we got a little offset because of something, and then we're trying to compromise it by still
Yeah.
be sure to like turn up the content for you guys to have
But
something to
like, if
watch
you
because we
like
already
drop
promised you to like
something for something
entertain.
else very suddenly, for
Mm-hmm.
some people that like schedule their time, I feel like it's kind of disrespectful to them if you like suddenly drop something because you had an like a whole like FOMO moment or something. Like there are some people
Mm-hmm.
that are like they'll come in and be like, oh, wait, what this wasn't scheduled today. Why is this day different? Why like what changed? Like what happened? And it's like it's like a little bit it's like that's why you can't just make the change for like one person on the spot. is because like you
Mm-hmm.
have 10 other people, 5 other people, 2 other people that are like, oh wait, why did this change? This was not the plan. And then it's kind of like it
Yeah.
feels disrespectful to them.
But then again, like even if we say that, let's be real with the viewers also.
Yeah.
We could be saying this, but then also understanding that a very realistic look is that sometimes sudden changes to something is also very appealing to us.
That
As
is
in,
true.
like, let's be
Sometimes there are
real, right?
times where that comes into play.
So yeah, it's gonna be contradicting, but think of it like, so today is Toram's day. Let's say today is
Yeah.
Toram's day, or today is Webfishing day. But you got a friend that wants to play Deep Rock Galactic. And oh, suddenly Deep Rock Galactic is just so appealing. Like the viewers love it, like
If this is your
and you
attempt to
have such a
change my
good time with it.
schedule, it's not gonna happen.
No, 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 no. We're not gonna change it. We're sticking with it. I love
I'm
this
like,
show,
if
okay?
this is like a subtle
It
dig to
it
get
it
me to
just it's
change my
just a very
live stream
down to
tonight,
earth, okay?
it's not gonna work.
No, we're not changing
I'm the
it.
most stubborn streamer there is.
Friend, we're not changing it. It's just like it's a very down to earth and compelling theory, okay? Like yes,
There are some moments where it's like you'll get last minute
it's so
invites
appealing to change.
and it's
Yeah.
like you gotta be like, do I focus on this content today? Do I make a small change? Like sometimes like imagine like you don't have a collaboration for a while.
Mm-hmm.
It's like sometimes it's appealing when a group of people suddenly like pop in. It's like, hey, I'm inviting you. Let's do this. Do you like what is your like? How do you want to handle your scheduling? And like for some people they'll just like cancel their stream. Some will somehow adapt into their stream and they'll like stay for a little bit, but then they'll go
Mm-hmm.
back to like their main content. That one's actually kind of appealing. I think it's kind of respectful to both parties in a way.
But well, I
Or
mean, it's only to a certain extent. It's
yeah,
not gonna be like entirely, and
yeah.
that's like that. That's the only downside.
It's like man,
So
I'm not
like
gonna lie. The
yes,
social aspect of like collabs and last minute schedule
mm-hmm.
changes and stuff. It is like it makes my anxiety go so high sometimes.
Well, I mean, because we're also talking about in general. Like we're talking like,
Yeah.
oh, what if it's just me that wants to change something because like it's so fun, and then we have friends that we can invite to play it. Like
Yeah.
suddenly the urge to do it, suddenly the urge to change into that thing is also very compelling, and we just want to. Yes, it does happen to us.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I am somewhat guilty of it. Because sometimes I do change the thing that I want to do. I just feel like I just feel like doing it. And yes, it's not good.
Yeah,
And
I think that's
it could
fair.
really
If
be
you
like
change
a little
something
bit
based on how you're
it could be
feeling,
a
I
little
think
bit
that's a good
disrespectful,
thing
but like
because, and this is important. Like, if you change something because of how you're feeling, and I think that's okay. Sometimes, because like with streaming, it's a very emotional investment, and how you're feeling sometimes physically and mentally can influence how entertaining a stream can be. So it's like if you
mm-hmm.
don't feel good playing a game one day, then yes, change it. Like change it for the sake of the quality of the stream. Like don't sacrifice the quality just because you're being stubborn and you just want to go through with it even though you're feeling bad. Like yeah, definitely like if you need to change something, I do think
Mm-hmm.
it is good to now. I would say if it was like an everyday I'm changing my mind thing, then that's a different issue. But I do think it's okay to like every once in a while. It's like it's like because like I get that way. Sometimes I wake up, I feel really good about a game, and I am sitting here 10 minutes before the live stream thinking I do not feel very good right now, and I think it's because
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to do this game. I think I need to change it for the sake of me, like It's like I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Man, the fish are not biting today.
Mm-hmm. But
uh,
yeah, like so suddenly it matters, like all of these matters, and
yeah.
we just have to take it into context. But then like if you want a TLDR of what we have talked about today, you can get the focus tag off my forehead now.
You want me to get the focus tab off of you now?
Yeah, you can take the
There
focus.
you go.
You can take
Yeah,
the focus sticker.
let that hoge shine. Let it wiggle in the
Yay!
winds.
Did
Dude,
you know? Did you know that we're selling keychains of that? Okay, you're touching the prime product right now.
Oh, I'm touching the merchandise. Does that mean I have to pay for it?
Yes, you are.
I have to pay for it if I
Yes, you
touch
will
it.
have to.
Oh man,
Yes,
how much is it?
it's like $5.
I don't know, man. I think that might break the bank.
Oh,
I'm joking.
well. Anywho,
Nah.
so
If I don't have $5, we're in trouble. It's like Bix,
so
did you
to
not go to
that
work
was it.
today? Like Bix, what did you
First
do?
first edition of Ran Kimbe Kabi merchandise sold
Dude,
to Byxis Magius.
I'm like, I'm terrified of
Mhm.
the day where I feel like I might need to do merchandise because I don't understand how merchandise works. All I know is
I
that
mean, me
I
neither.
probably need a PO box. But like, don't you have to like actually like if you plan to sell something as a business, don't you have to like actually file out like an LLC or something?
I mean, technically, Face Rush has an LLC. It's
Who?
called Face Rush Entertainment LLC, and I'm selling my merch is selling under Face Rush.
Oh, okay. And see, like that's what I like about like with Vtubers is like sometimes the reason like you join an agency is like you get access to like something like that, so you can
Oh yeah,
handle
right. I
merch
forgot
things
about the
better and
whole
stuff.
agency thing.
Yeah,
Live, VTuber live with an agency is also something that is
it can be a good thing and
very.
it can be a bad thing.
It's complicated, yeah. But then also, the information is confidential, so I'm
Yeah.
sorry, it couldn't be bring up to this topic today.
I mean, we can talk about agencies in general. There's a lot of information that kind of goes like that. You don't have to like talk about like the agency you're part of. It's
Sure.
like
Well, I mean, in general,
what do you?
I guess.
Huh?
No, like in general, the life of a agency, life of a VTuber in an agency. I suppose, yeah, we can talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, it's like I think the big reason indies join them, it's not just so it's like to increase your views or analytics or anything, but I think it's like sometimes as an indie you feel like you can't do everything yourself,
Hmm.
and it's like in my case like I wake up, I eat breakfast, I go straight to work. I don't get to do anything all day. I'm like 9 hours at work during the day, right when people are like really active and they're like, Bix, why don't you have this done? Like, Bix, why don't you have this? I'm like, because I'm working. I don't have access to resources. I can only
Yeah,
communicate
exactly.
through messages. And so it's like, sometimes
Sometimes,
you want help. Like you want help,
hmm
And
that's the point. Yeah.
agencies, while they can help you, it's like they can help you like manage your social medias. They can help you with like getting like the merch and stuff out, like getting like scheduled stuff ready and stuff. Say like you don't have access to like your channel, like and like you need to like make some changes or something. Like I think like having help from an agency is really good, but like at the same time there are pros and cons sometimes as well.
So, most of us having an agency is to help us like dealing like there are two things about agency. Like one, like, it's the exposure. Like, okay,
Yeah,
sure, you work for an agency that is like well known or something like that. Yeah, you get a head start, right? That's good, right? Having a little head start is okay. The next one is to really like having an agency is also to help you take care of the small tedious thing that you don't really want to spend your time on. Like, it's the thing that you can do yourself, but if you want to like focus on doing other things, or like, you're trying to rush like a project, like, your personal project that really boost your growth or anything up like that, it helps out. It really does help out. Like, that's the beauty of having an agency. But then the downside of having an agency is where you have to really be mindful of what you're contributing to your agency.
yeah,
You
you
know,
like really
the
gotta
set
watch your
is.
content, things you say, things of that matter.
Yes,
Like you need to.
we do have regulations, and then we have like, a certain things, or maybe like,
And for some people,
KPIs,
it can make
goals,
them feel
things
like
that we
it
need to
curbs their
achieve.
progress in a bad way.
Yes,
And that's why you
progression
sometimes
is
see
actually
people
very important.
leaving is like because like creative differences, or sometimes actually because of creative differences.
But that's fine. Those are good causes, I would
Yeah,
say. Like, if you ever have to like leave an agency because you have different ways of, operating or you have different paths that you want to set to, that's
Yeah,
okay.
I think it's
The
fine to
only
outgrow an agency, to be honest, because like,
I think the only terrible part of like, having an agency is when maybe you set stray a little too much, or maybe like,
yeah,
you violate one of the, I would say, core regulations, and like, you violating a terms of
don't
service of
dox the
them.
company.
Yeah, yes. So like that's when it gets bad, and I mean like horrendously bad. Other than that, having an agency is not bad. Like, it really helps you to set out, like, to set up your path, and also like, to really set out what you want to do, how you want to do it, how do you need help with, whatever. And it's in general a good thing. It should be considered. Don't be discouraged. Like, I'm talking this is to like future VTubers, anyone who wants to be a VTuber in the future. Don't be discouraged by agencies. They are there to help you.
And they're also not the
Of
end all
course.
be all. Like, you definitely need
Hmm.
to like make sure you're ready for that type of change if that's what you feel like you need. Like
Hmm.
definitely make sure you're ready. Or like sometimes like don't be like aiming like too high with an agency. Like sometimes it's like maybe like being like with like a smaller group is better. Or hell, even like just a group of friends in general
Expecting
is also
it's like
good.
saying, how to say, expecting reasonable returns,
Yeah,
and
don't
also comply to regulation.
yeah,
Yeah,
like don't
those are
go
the
in there
two things.
thinking they're gonna like do everything for you to make your life easier.
Hey, I
You
mean,
still gotta
agency
work
can
with them.
also some agency can also provide you with an investment.
Yeah.
They could call you a big investment. They could
And
also like,
like
take
talents
care of the
are
things
kind
that
of
you
like an
need to do.
investment for an
Talent.
agency. They're
Yeah,
investing in
exactly.
you and hoping that like in some way you kind of help bring a turnaround that's beneficial to them in a
Hmm.
sense. And I
Yes, and
think Whole Ed
that's
is
the
great.
beautiful part of it.
Yeah.
It's not just a beautiful part of being like like an agency VTuber, but also just like a beautiful part of being a VTuber. You just learn over the time that you can just like, improvise every day. And if anyone wants like a whole TLDR of the topic of the show today, you doing VTuber, there's a lot of things. Sometimes it gets complicated from real life to your virtual life to your characters and all that, your content. And especially for your content, the more it was driven by your passion, as in like the more passionate you are with it, the better it gets. And
Mhm.
it's definitely the right direction if it's something that you really want to do. And one hit wonders is not always good. Sometimes it's terrible. You can recover from it, but consistency is what you want to aim for, and it's very important.
Now also sometimes
Key
you do
points on
need a one
growing.
hit wonder. Like if you're like stagnant for a while and you're still growing in a good way,
Hmm.
and like you need to like really reach that next level, like one hit wonders are okay sometimes
We
because
could
they
say
can
it's very
sometimes break the
situational.
bubble that you're stuck in.
It depends on what you want and how you want to proceed with your channel. Just to understand it. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. So like you have to consider what situation you're in which you would say, yes, this is awareness. Spatial awareness, not really. You're not doing like geometry or whatever. But hey, it's to say you have some awareness on what you're doing.
Yeah,
Like have some basic awareness.
yeah. It's like for me,
And
I most definitely like had a bubble experience recently, but like
oh
I
yes,
adapted like a new game and like it broke my bubble and I was not I was not
well,
expecting it
can
to
I?
happen.
How do I say? Can I take a wild guess on what that content is?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I think I did notice. Isn't it Project Diva?
Yeah. Now, here's the
Oh,
thing though. I
we're
did a
getting into
bad
Miku
thing.
Miku session. Miku Miku.
So here's the thing though. While I said it's a good thing it happened to me, it is also I chose a double-edged sword because here's the thing. It's a
Mm-hmm.
rhythm game and it's
Oh, of
songs
course.
and songs are copyrighted, but they're allowed to be there. But that also means that certain countries can't view them or
Yes.
that it's you can't get monetized from it. So while it's good for my analytics, It's
It goes for the number,
yeah,
but it might be bad for some other
it's just
situation.
feeding the numbers. It's as
Yes.
absolutely no. I'm doing it purely out of fun and entertainment, and not for money. And I think sometimes you do need to make a
And yeah.
distinguishment between that.
Well, I mean, even the fact that even the fact that you change it up a little bit and then
Yeah,
it happens, so like, yeah,
it's like
it,
if
it
I'm just
really
doing it
is,
like once a week, it's
double-edged
fine.
sword.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like that
And
is
it also
completely fine.
it also comes from a passionate part. So like, you might be onto the right direction. Maybe
Yeah,
who
it's
knows? You gotta be the next, Project Diva Vtuber.
oh my gosh.
It could really happen, I'm
Oh,
telling
I
you.
heard that the Project Diva community is they're not happy with Project Sekai existing.
No, I mean, well, strong
Anyways,
opinion, I would
that's what I
say.
heard. That's what I heard. That's all I've heard. I don't know
I
anything
wouldn't know
about that
either. I
topic.
don't follow. I
It's
don't follow
I think
the whole thing.
Sekai is mostly a mobile game, and so it's like it's not very
Um,
stream
maybe.
friendly.
I mean, technically everything mobile or like console. Sometimes people just don't have a capture.
I think
Not everyone's
console's
gonna
fine.
have
You
an
can stream from
Elgato.
a console, and you can make a setup for it that works, and there are cheap setups for it.
I mean, yeah, I suppose.
I
But
think
yeah, phone
capture
is a whole
cards are a
different.
little intimidating to some people, but really they're not. They're just as long as you don't have a Sony product, you're fine.
Hmm.
Like I cannot get my capture card to work half the time with Sony hardware. And you
Hmm.
want to know why that is, Ryan?
Go on.
Because
I'm listening.
Sony locks down their consoles almost as bad as an iPhone, and the reason they do it is because they got into it with a hacker group a few years back.
Oh yeah, I think I
Because
heard about
people
it.
disagreed with Sony, like they got into a tiff with like some hackers, and then Sony's like, well, we're gonna start locking down our consoles. And Sony consoles used to be so good for modifications, and people loved them because they could modify them. And yeah, that just started a whole war.
Well, honestly, I just don't like the fact that Sony locked me out from Helldivers 2.
Dude, that is they did the world so dirty. Why? Why do you
Mm,
not want hundreds of thousands of people playing your game? Why
yeah,
would you
such a
do
terrible
that?
decision.
The game is so much harder to play now, Ron. It's so much harder
Ah,
now because we don't have people.
okay, well, I'm just gonna stick with Deep Rock Galactic then.
Yeah, definitely stick to Deep Rock. Deep
Mm,
Rock is happy
man,
fun times until you're
rocks and
like in
stone.
tier 3 swarms with two juggernauts chasing you down through tunnels.
I love playing Hazard level 4 now. I want to try Hazard level
I want to
4.
try a higher hazard level too.
Mm-hmm.
You got the
Yeah,
game before
I
the
got the game.
lockout? Wait, can you still play it?
Yes. Yeah, Yura still play it,
Hey,
and he's
Yura,
so lucky that he
you
got it.
wanna like play? You wanna play Helldivers? I'm sorry, Ron. You wanna
No,
play
it's okay.
Helldivers?
If you want to, it's
Yes.
okay. You can play with it.
Let's go. Let's go.
Have fun. Have
Woohoo!
fun.
I had to pop the question right there. I had to do it.
I think you can also get our manager Hans. He
Huns?
also has the game. So you basically have like a 3-man lobby.
More people to dive with. Hell yeah.
Yeah, so
Cause
we
like
have plenty of games to play. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I have access to like so many games. Like if you just name the game, I probably have it, or have the means of obtaining
I
it.
mean, hey, we all also have Monster Hunter. We just don't have Rise, but we have World.
Why does no one have Rise? It's so unfair. It's such a good game.
Well, I mean, not everyone feels like Rise is fitting to the
I
whole graphics.
know, but I promise you, it's so good once you like play it a
If
little
you're
bit.
if you're so passionate about it, of course it's good. I mean, I want to, yeah.
It's
I
like
I, I want
I
I want
love
to play Rise, but
Rise.
let us finish the world. We actually left it on for so long. We didn't touch it yet.
We needed to do Worlds next week or something.
Sure, I'm down. I'm down.
Or if you want, we could schedule a better time to like do a longer World stream.
Mhm.
There are still ways to get the Helldiver. Oh, nice.
Oh
You used to
no, you're
watch
giving Byxis
Rise?
idea.
Nice. I love Rise. Rise is like my I help. I used to do the sing run in Rise, where
Mm-hmm.
I would like go into multiplayer lobbies for the pure sake of like making sure people could clear content.
Yeah, that's fair.
I used to be like a guide.
I mean,
It
that's
was
okay as long as everyone enjoys the game, right? And also, like,
yeah.
I think Rise has a lot of like different, I would say different mechanics compared to like World. But then I would say I love the whole like clutch claw from World. That's why, like, I kind of want to stick with World a little bit
I
more.
actually never understood the
It's
hate
so
for the
it's so
clutch
compelling.
claw. It's like they gave you a damage buff. Why would you not
Hmm.
enjoy that? And I think it's just because people are like, it's
Well, one side is
tedious.
also
I
like a
have to keep
mechanic.
doing it. I have to watch the monster icon. I'm like, does that not just add more depth to the hunt? I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. It creates a complexity in the game.
Yeah, it's like it
I like
actually
that.
gives a reason to watch the monster's aggro rating as well.
I mean, it's also very important because, like, monster in master in master rank also has like different patterns and all that.
Yeah. Also,
Like,
yeah,
why
I
wouldn't you want to
understand
check on
that.
it?
It's like, yeah, there's no one really playing it right now, so it's hard to like find people to grind it with.
I mean, people are anticipating for wild right now, so like, it's no, it's
I'm
kind of,
anticipating wilds because I think weakness. I think damage to element weapons are going to be so much better in this game.
Well, I mean, I love the
And
whole focus mode.
the thing with damage to element weapons is they were just never really that popular
Hmm.
because like it's hard to grind out for so many weapons. But with the fact that we have a focus on critical hits and stuff in wilds, I think it's gonna be really good for weakness element or like weakness
Hmm.
elements, and it's gonna give
Weakness
them
to
like a lot
element.
more depth and um usability.
Hmm.
And it's like I
Well, I
tend to
think
collect
because,
every weapon
like,
anyway, so it's like this is fine
oh,
for
this
me.
is this is technically off topic, but like when we talk about Monster
I
Hunter,
know.
like how do I
I'm
say, Monster
sorry.
Hunter World, I would say World kind of did Elemental a little dirty.
It did. It's just that there's so many weapons and so many side quests you gotta do to unlock the requirements to craft those weapons. It's like it's more of an
Yeah.
end game build thing. Like, it's more of a like
Hmm.
you get to master rank and you're just trying to squeeze out a little more damage. Cause like the whole thing with like Monster Hunter is like you gotta like watch your damage more than anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Like there is no defense because everything in the late game will one shot you, so you gotta have just pure raw damage output.
I mean, I think there's one beast that we can name when it comes to that problem.
Elytrion?
Yes, Elytrion.
Dude, I wanna fight
Ele-
Ruiner Nergigante. I haven't
Not
fought
gonna lie.
Ruiner. I wanna fight Ruiner.
I have been looking forward to fighting,
Can I go on
Fatalis,
ahead
but
and
then,
just grind into Master Rank?
oh my
Please.
god. Maybe another time.
Please.
I think it's time we wrapped up for today's, the real talk
Okay.
show. But I think we will get to Monster Hunter another day. Tried
I
Behemoth. Oh
next week?
yeah, right. Behemoth. The whole like collaboration with
Oh,
like Final
dude,
Fantasy is
that
also.
fight was so funny. You have to have someone that can take aggro. Like you need
If
to
this
have
RPG ish.
like a spear like a gun lance or spear build with you.
Meteor.
I cast meteor. You have 5 seconds to get behind a rock and pray it doesn't break.
But yeah, I mean that's beautiful. But alright. So I feel like that's all for me. I'm gonna go grab something to eat now. I'm kinda hungry.
Uh, But thank you guys for
Again.
coming out. This was a really fun
Mm,
time to get together, do some talk show stuff once more. Thank you,
it's
Ron,
been
for
for
coming
it's been
on.
a little bit forever.
Yeah,
Thank you
it's
for
been a little
having
while.
me.
We need to
I
become
have
more consistent.
I have been a very happy co-host on your show today. But
Thank
get
you.
out.
Ah! Jack coming! Oh man!
Walk away from
All
Clancy.
right. You guys have a wonderful day. Thank you guys so much. We'll be doing Torum Online later tonight. Don't worry. I will also focus on getting the rest of the live stream thumbnails out in a little bit. But you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you guys for coming out. I will see you next time. Bye bye.
Goodbye, guys. Skibbity skibbity sigma.
Was that Suisei?
Yes, it was
I
Suisei.
knew it. Goro said he hates you.
It was intentional.
That's what you were after. Gosh.
Yeah.
So mean. I'm sorry,
What?
Goro.
I'm the nicest one.
I'm ending this stream now.